Welcome back. I'm Dan, and in today's video or lesson, we're going to talk about business English, professional English. We're going to take a look at two really important ideas or elements, parts of professional life. Both of these ideas or concepts can be applied to almost any profession and actually can be applied to your personal life, the way you live both in work and outside of work. The first overarching theme or idea is time management. It's important to make the most of the time that you have. And this can be applied to if you're a corporate professional, if you're a business owner, if you want to be a business owner, or if you want to be a corporate professional in your life. The idea of managing your time or managing the time of other people, if you're in charge of a group, being able to allocate time to different tasks or different jobs is really important because time is money. There is one method that you can follow to organize your day, organize your time, and to decide what you want to spend your time on. So how do you go about prioritizing things that you want to do, things that you don't want to do, things that you need to do, and things that you don't need to do? There is a method that I learned from author Stephen Covey in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where you essentially prioritize the things that you need to do and the things that you want to do. So what you do to start, step 1, the beginning, is making a list of everything that you need to do and everything that you want to do. So you make a list of all of the things that you do throughout your day. Make it a comprehensive, complete list of everything that you want to do, everything that you need to do, everything in between. So in there, you could have time for important meetings, one-on-ones, group meetings, team meetings. You could have a list of things that you have to do each week, things that you have to do each month or each quarter or each year. So things like personal development, all of the things that you need and want to do. So once you have that list, you then draw a square. So a normal square, you divide it into 4 sections. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sections, 4 quadrants. And you're going to label these quadrants. So the columns, the 2 columns that you have, you're going to label those urgent and not urgent. Urgent and not urgent. Urgent means something is timely. It has to be done now. It has to be done immediately. That's urgent. If something is not urgent, that means that it is something that can be put off to another day or another time. So urgent things need to be done now or immediately or as soon as they come up. And then not urgent things are things that can be put off to later, perhaps next week or tomorrow or next month or next year. And then the rows, you're going to label important and not important. So important things are things of high value, things that if you don't do are going to have serious consequences. You're going to pay a price for not doing them. And then things that are not important are things that you don't really need to do. Things that are of little value or really don't have any consequences for not doing. So we have our square, we have it labeled urgent, not urgent, and we've got important and not important. So you've got 4 squares there. The top left square is where you're going to go back to the list that you've created, your list of things that you need to do and things that you want to do, things that you have to fit into your day, and things that you would like to fit into your day. And we're going to start with the top left quadrant, the top left section, and you're going to put in things that are urgent and important. So this top left quadrant, you're going to put in things that have to be done now and have serious consequences, serious implications if you don't do them. So top left, all of the things that are urgent and important. And then in the top right, we're going to put things that are not urgent, but are important. So a lot of these things can be long-term goals, self-development, learning, education, things that you don't have to do right now, but are really important to do, things that you want to fit into your schedule. So things that are important, but not urgent, things that don't have to be done right now. And then in the bottom left section, the bottom left quadrant, you're going to put in things that are urgent, but not important. Urgent, so they have to be done now, but they aren't important. And this is a tricky quadrant or a tricky section to fill out, but things that have to be done right now, but these are often things that you can delegate. These are things that you're able to find someone else who is better suited to do, somebody else who's better able to do these things. So to delegate means to have someone else do the thing, someone else do a task or a job. If you're delegating, you're finding someone who's better suited or better able to do that thing, and then you ask them or you tell them or you inspire them to do it. And then in the bottom right quadrant, we have things that are not urgent and not important. So these are things that you could really just take out altogether. So we've got the 4 sections filled out with everything that you need to do, everything that you're doing, everything that you should do, everything that you want to do. In your top left quadrant are things that you have to do as soon as they come up. They're important, there's consequences. Those are things you must do immediately. And then in the top right quadrant, the second quadrant, these are things that you can schedule. So these are things that you can book time in your calendar to do in the future. But you have to stick to your commitment to do them. So these are things that you definitely want to spend time on, but you can schedule, you can take some time later on in your week or in your month to do them. And then, as we mentioned, the bottom left is things that you're able to delegate or things that you're able to have other people do. In the bottom right, things that you can and probably should take out altogether. So this is a helpful exercise in managing your time or managing your team's time so that you're spending time on things that are important and things that are urgent. And that is what to prioritize means. If you're prioritizing things, you're placing them above other things that need to be done. This also can help you establish goals. So in professional life, goals, hopes, ambitions, things that you want to achieve, this will allow you to fit those things into your schedule, things that you want to do, things that you're working towards. You should be spending time on those things, developing the skills that you want to develop, building the relationships that you want to build. I want to take a moment to remind you that you can use the link in the description below. We've created a document on 12 strategies you can use to improve your English consistently and steadily. Use the link in the description box below. It will take you to our website where you put in your name, your email address, and we will send that document to you. And we're going to send along all of the other resources and documents that we come up with completely free of charge. So that's the time management part of this video. The second part, which is really quite important in any field or almost any field, and that's how to be an effective communicator. So what are some of the things that effective communicators do? The first thing that comes to mind is they speak and they act with confidence. So they are sure of themselves, they are confident in their ability to do what needs to be done. And when you're speaking, there's a lot of elements or there's a lot of things that come into being a confident speaker. Things like your posture, being upright and shoulders back, often smiling while you're speaking is a sign of confidence. Making eye contact is a big part of confidently speaking with someone. Another thing confident speakers do is they will modulate or change the volume of what they're saying. So if there's something that's really important, you can lower your voice and say it slowly with confidence. There was once a president who often would take off his glasses when he had something important to say. So as he was making a speech, he would go along and then he would pause and he would take his glasses off and finish what he's saying, which captivated the audience. It really got them to pay close attention to what he said as he took his glasses off. Another thing confident speakers will do is pay close attention to the inflection of their voice. And what I mean by this is the tone of your voice as you're finishing a sentence. Notice how confident speakers end at a lower pitch. If you're saying something that's important and something that you want people to take seriously, you finish your sentence at a lower pitch. This is really an effective way of coming across and showing that you're confident in what you're saying, you're confident in yourself. Oftentimes, people who speak with an upward inflection don't really sound as confident or as sure of themselves. So, a lot of these things can play into being a confident speaker. Another thing that effective communicators are often able to do is to be concise with their words. So if you're concise, you're saying what needs to be said with as few words as possible. So you're saying, you're communicating what it is you want to say without using a lot of words, a lot of extra words. One of my favorite quotes is from author Mark Twain, and it is, "Brevity is the soul of wit." I just love that. It really is what it is talking about. So speaking with fewer words often conveys intelligence. It shows that you know what you're talking about if you're saying things with few words. So as you're learning English, try focusing on when to use a word appropriately. If you're throwing in a lot of extra words, sometimes it will take away from what it is you're saying or what it is you're writing. And effective communicators are able to persuade, they're able to influence. So to persuade is to speak with somebody and to show them exactly what it is you think and why you think it's good or ideal. And then influencing people means that you're able to inspire them. You're able to motivate them. You're able to encourage them to do good things, great things. So being able to persuade, being able to influence, being able to negotiate. So that's a whole other realm of the business world, but it is a huge part. Negotiating is when you are working with another person or another group and you're trying to come to a mutual understanding. You're trying to come to an agreement, whether it be on a price or a contract or an argument or a debate. Being able to negotiate is a key part of being an effective communicator. So professional people, and when I say professional, I don't just mean people who have a job at an office, a corporate job. People who are professional as an adjective are people who are punctual, they're on time, they're confident, they are prepared, they have managed their time well, they've spent time learning and developing, growing the skills they need. So professional people are excellent at managing their time, and they are often excellent communicators. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please hit the thumbs up. It helps us out and lets us know that you enjoy this type of content. Until next time, keep learning, and we'll talk soon.